What if the most important laws ever written were given during a storm of fire and thunder on a shaking mountain? This isn't a fantasy movie. It's the incredible story of the 10 Commandments at Mount Sinai. 3 months after their dramatic escape from Egypt, the Israelites arrived at the base of a towering mountain in the wilderness. They were free, but what did that freedom mean? They were about to find out. This was where a scattered group of former slaves would begin their transformation into a nation with a divine purpose. God called Moses up the mountain and made an astonishing offer. He said if the people obeyed him, they would become his treasured possession, a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. It was an invitation to a special relationship, a covenant. When Moses brought this message back, the people unanimously agreed, "All that the Lord has spoken, we will do." They understood that true freedom wasn't just about breaking chains. It was about embracing responsibility. But you don't just walk into a meeting with the creator of the universe. God instructed the people to prepare. For 3 days, they had to consecrate themselves, washing their clothes and their hearts. Strict boundaries were set around the mountain. No one, not even an animal, could touch it, or they would die. This wasn't about exclusion. It was about teaching reverence. Holiness is powerful and must be approached with awe and preparation. Then, on the 3rd day, it happened. The sky erupted. Thunder boomed, and lightning flashed across the dark clouds. The entire peak of Mount Sinai was engulfed in fire and thick smoke, like a furnace. The ground beneath their feet trembled violently, and the piercing blast of a trumpet grew louder and louder. This was a theophany, a visible, audible manifestation of God's presence. It was overwhelming, terrifying, and utterly majestic, designed to instill a deep, lasting respect for the divine. Amid this awesome display, one man was called to ascend. Moses, the leader, climbed into the fire and smoke to stand between God and the terrified people. He became the mediator, the bridge between the infinite and the finite, showing how leadership often means standing in the gap for others. From the heart of the fire, God's voice spoke the 10 Commandments. These weren't just suggestions. They were foundational pillars for a new society. The first 4 commandments established the relationship with God. Have no other gods. Make no idols. Don't misuse his name. And keep the Sabbath day holy. These laws centered their identity and worship on the one who had rescued them. The next 6 commandments defined their relationships with each other, forming the moral fabric of the community. Honor your parents. Do not murder. Do not commit adultery. Do not steal. Do not give false testimony. And do not covet what belongs to others. This was the blueprint for justice, stability, and peace. Law wasn't just about what you couldn't do. It was about building a society where everyone could flourish. The raw power of God's voice was too much for the people. Gripped by fear, they begged Moses, "You speak to us, and we will listen. But do not let God speak to us, or we will die." This raw human reaction shows our struggle to stand in the presence of pure holiness. We often prefer a mediator, a filter for the divine. With these laws, Israel was truly born as a nation. They were no longer defined by their past slavery, but by their new covenant identity, shaped by divine instruction. It's a timeless lesson. Freedom without law leads to chaos, but law rooted in a higher purpose creates order and protects the vulnerable. These commandments weren't just cultural rules for their time. They represent universal moral principles that have shaped legal and ethical systems for millennia, ethics rooted not in human opinion, but in divine authority. Ultimately, the giving of the law wasn't about restriction. It was the start of a deep, covenant relationship. It was a guide for how a freed people could live in a way that honored God and each other, connecting their daily lives to his grand purpose. The story of Sinai is a powerful reminder that true structure and meaning come from looking up. Thanks for watching. If this story inspires you, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next video. See you next time.